Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt the world laughing at you while your dreams crumbled right in front of your eyes? Not quietly, not behind closed doors, but publicly. The board questions your decisions. Investors doubt your every move. Headlines shout your failures across the nation. And worst of all, you feel it in your own bones. That crushing weight, the gnawing fear, the voice in your head saying, maybe I wasn't meant for this. That's exactly what top CEOs feel. When they hit rock bottom, Jeff Bezos once faced near bankruptcy in Amazon's early days. Elon Musk saw SpaceX rockets explode repeatedly, and Tesla almost went under while the media called him reckless. Warren Buffett had investments that seemed doomed. Steve Jobs fired from the very company he built with his soul. Pause for a second. Imagine giving everything to a vision, your life, your energy, your late nights. And someone stands up and says, you're done. Your heart races, your stomach sinks, your mind screams. And yet, here's the twist. It's in that exact moment, the moment of humiliation, loss, and doubt, that legends are born. Because rock bottom isn't the end. It's a launch pad. It's where clarity begins. Where you ask yourself, not, why me? But what can I do next that will shock the world? And here's the thing. While most people crumble, the few who rise, they don't just survive. They thrive. They turn every no into fuel, every mocking headline into strategy, every sleepless night into relentless action. So I want you to do something right now. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Feel it. Let it sink in. And now imagine flipping it, turning it into a weapon, turning your pain into power. If that hit you, if your heart is racing, your chest is tight, then you're ready. Ready to follow the path these CEOs took. Ready to turn public humiliation into unprecedented triumph. Ready to own your story. And while you're sitting there, feeling that fire, I want you to do this, just for this moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and hit that subscribe button. Feel it. Know that you're committing to greatness. Because the people who rise from the ashes don't just watch opportunities, they create them. Don't scroll, don't doubt, don't hesitate. Let me ask you again. What would you do if losing everything was the best thing that ever happened to you? Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood in a room, staring at the wreckage of everything you worked for, and thought, is this it? Is this the end? Everything you've poured your soul into. Gone. Your late nights, the sacrifices, the sleepless weekends, the missed birthdays, the relationships you put on hold. All of it. Vanished. Imagine Jeff Bezos in those early Amazon days facing bankruptcy. Every investor pulling back. Every media outlet declaring him a failure. Or Elon Musk, watching SpaceX rockets explode one after the other, while the world mocked him relentlessly. Or Steve Jobs, standing outside the company he built, fired, rejected, humiliated, wondering if he still even existed without Apple. Pause for a second. Feel that weight. Let it sink in. Everything I built is gone. Is this the end? It's not just a question. It's a pit of despair. It's that crushing loneliness where your mind spins, your heart pounds, and your soul screams, I gave everything and still lost it all. And in that silence, that heartbreak, that raw pain, most people quit. Most people accept a smaller life. Most people disappear. But here's the twist. The moment where legends are born, the ones who rise, they don't cry forever. They don't scream in vain. They pause. They breathe. And then they ask a different question. If everything I've lost is gone, what can I create next that no one even imagines? That question turns despair into obsession, failure into fuel, doubt into a weapon. Right now, somewhere in the US, someone watching this is feeling the same thing. You're thinking about your dreams, your career, your passion, your purpose, and wondering if the world has just ended for you. Here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes for a second. Feel that weight. Let the tears, the frustration, the fear rise. And now imagine flipping it. Imagine taking every piece of that pain and using it to build something that the world cannot ignore. Because that's exactly what Bezos, Musk, Jobs, and other top CEOs did. That heartbreak, that public humiliation, that sense of utter collapse. It became the fuel that propelled them to heights no one thought possible. And if this moment is hitting you, if your heart is racing, if your chest feels heavy, then I want you to do this. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. And commit. Not just with words, but with your soul. Hit that subscribe button. Feel it. Know it. And promise yourself you're not done. You're just getting started. Because legends are not defined by what they lose. They're defined by how they rise. When it feels like the world has taken everything from them. Let me ask you, what would you build if everything you had was gone? Let me ask you something. When the world knocks you down, when failure screams in your face, when everyone around you doubts you, do you ask, why me? Or do you ask, what next? Because that question, that single, simple shift in thinking, separates legends from spectators. Think about Elon Musk after his first SpaceX rockets exploded. Every failure, every investor walking away, every headline mocking him. He could have stayed in the pit of despair. He could have let doubt crush him. But he didn't. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? He asked, what can I do differently? What can I build next that will change everything? That's the moment of clarity. That is the pivot point. That split second when failure stops being a wall, becomes a launch pad. Jeff Bezos faced bankruptcy in the early Amazon days. The media called him a fool. Investors were fleeing. Competitors were laughing. And what did he do? He didn't whine. He didn't hide. He asked one question. What's the next move? How do I turn this into something bigger than anyone imagines? Steve Jobs, fired from Apple, humiliated in public, questioning himself, questioning his purpose. And then he asked, what next? Not why me, not why now, but what next? That shift, tiny in words, massive in impact, changes everything. It turns heartbreak into obsession, turns doubt into clarity. It turns the darkest night into the first sunrise of your greatest chapter. And here's the kicker. That's exactly what the top CEOs do. Every single one of them. Because when you ask, what next, instead of why me, you stop being a victim. You start being a creator. You start building a future that no one else sees. Right now, close your eyes. Feel the fear, the doubt, the frustration. And then ask yourself, what next? Don't just ask it. Feel it. Let it burn in your chest. Let it fuel your next move. Because this question is the difference between ordinary and legendary. And if this moment is hitting you, if your heart is racing, if your soul is screaming, then here's your action. Take a deep breath. Hit that subscribe button. Know that you're not just watching a video. You're stepping into the mindset of the people who refuse to quit. Because what comes next, that's entirely up to you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stared at a mountain of problems and thought, there's no way out? Jeff Bezos did. Early Amazon days investors pulling out, competitors mocking, media calling him insane. Every day felt like a battle. Every failure a hammer blow. Elon Musk. Tesla on the brink of bankruptcy. SpaceX rockets failing one after another. People laughing. Banks refusing to help. Headlines screaming, this guy will never make it. But here's the secret the world doesn't talk about. They didn't just survive the pain. They used the pain. Every setback became fuel. Every fear became action. Every doubt became vision. Let that sink in. The very thing that broke them became the force that powered their comeback. Bezos didn't cry over lost investors. He turned the challenges into strategies that built Amazon into the empire it is today. Musk didn't give up after rockets blew up. He doubled down, innovated, risked everything. And now he's literally shaping the future of humanity. Here's the twist most people miss. Failure isn't a wall. Failure isn't a punishment. Failure is the launch pad. Every time they hit rock bottom, they ask themselves, what can I do next? How can I turn this into something bigger than anyone expects? That question, that mindset, turned despair into dominance. Let me ask you, what if the thing that's holding you back is actually the very thing that will launch you forward? Close your eyes. Feel that weight, that fear, that doubt. And then imagine flipping it, transforming it into the rawest, unstoppable energy inside you. Because that's exactly what the top CEOs do. Every single one of them. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett. They don't wait for permission. They don't pray for comfort. They turn their broken pieces into building blocks for greatness. Here's the final reminder right now. The struggles you're facing, the failures you're afraid to admit, they aren't stopping you. They're preparing you. So when you leave this video, ask yourself one question. Don't just say it. Feel it. Breathe it. Live it. What if this moment, right now, is the exact thing that will make me unstoppable? And if that hit you in your chest, if your heart is racing, if your mind just clicked, then stay close. Because what comes next is where you activate your own beast mode, and the world will never see you the same way again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt completely broken? The kind of broken where every plan you made, every dream you chased, seems to vanish in front of your eyes. Now imagine this. Jeff Bezos in Amazon's early days, facing near bankruptcy and public doubt. Elon Musk with Tesla and SpaceX, staring down financial collapse, lawsuits, and media ridicule. Here's the secret they discovered. Pain becomes fuel. Every sleepless night, every harsh criticism, every loss, they turned it into energy, into action, into vision. Fear wasn't a stop sign. It was a compass pointing them forward. Doubt wasn't a wall. It was a mirror, reflecting what they could truly become. Here's the twist most people miss. The very thing that broke them, the rejection, the failure, the impossible, became the force that powered their comeback. And here's the goosebump moment when you realize failure isn't the end. It's the launch pad, the secret weapon you didn't know you had. So I have a question for you. Listen closely. What if the thing that's holding you back is the very thing that will launch you forward? Pause. Think. Let that sink in. Because if Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and countless others can rise from their lowest moments, then so can you.